If you've been feeling like you're failing at faith lately, this video is for you. Maybe your prayers feel dry. Maybe you're struggling with doubt or burnout or inconsistency, or maybe you're trying the best that you can, but you're wondering why your faith still feels weak. I want to share a simple but honest biblical truth with you. You're not failing. The Bible is full of people whose faith appeared to be weak, and yet God met them exactly where they were. Hi, I'm Andrew, and this is Right on Witness. In Mark chapter 9, we learn about a man that brings his son to Jesus and asks for healing. And when Jesus says that all things are possible for those who believe, the man leaves us with one of the most honest prayers from the Bible. I believe, help my unbelief. This wasn't polished faith. This wasn't confident. There was a lot of doubt involved. And yet Jesus didn't disqualify him. He met him in that honesty and that humility. And that invited him in to heal his son. And so God isn't looking for this polished, confident, amazing faith. He's simply asking for faith that trusts him, leans on him, and asks him to help the areas of our unbelief that are holding us back. What stands out to me from this is that Jesus didn't wait for the man's faith to become stronger. He worked through faith that was unfinished. So if your belief is feeling mixed with doubt right now, that doesn't mean that you're failing. It means that you're being honest. And honesty is always a place where God meets us. In 1 Kings 19, we read about the story of Elijah. Elijah had just experienced a powerful victory, and immediately afterwards, he collapsed emotionally. Elijah ran into the wilderness, sat down, and asked God to just let him die. This wasn't lack of faith. This was pure exhaustion. And God didn't respond with correction or disappointment. God gave Elijah rest, food, sleep, and gentle reassurance. Sometimes what feels like weak faith is actually a tired soul. Elijah didn't need a lecture. He needed rest. And sometimes we confuse emotional exhaustion with spiritual weakness. If your faith feels fragile right now, it might not be because you're distant from God. It might be because you're human. Rest is not a lack of faith. It's part of God's care. A third story I like to share is about Thomas, the disciple of Jesus. Thomas is often remembered for his doubt, but what's beautiful is the interaction between him and Jesus. Jesus didn't shame Thomas. He didn't push him away. He simply met him in the middle of his questions. And Thomas will go on to share one of the strongest declarations in the Gospels. When he encounters Jesus and he touches his hands and his side, he looks at him and says, "My Lord and my God." Doubt didn't end Thomas's story. It became part of how he encountered the truth. Thomas didn't stop following Jesus because he had questions. He stayed close enough to Jesus to bring his questions to him. And when Jesus met Thomas, he wasn't expecting perfection. He simply just offered his presence. If you're still struggling with questions and find that you're failing in your faith, know that you're not failing. You're simply just seeking more truth. If your faith feels weak right now, you are not broken. You are not behind. And God is not angry at you. The Bible shows us again and again that God is not looking for perfect faith. He's looking for honest hearts. Hearts that seek Him. Faith that shows up even when we feel weak and even when we feel like we're failing. So if you're struggling and all you can offer today is a quiet prayer, a question, or even just a deep breath, that is still faith. God meets us where we are, not where we pretend to be. If this video encouraged you at all, I ask that you leave a thumbs up, as it would help more people come across the video. And if you enjoyed this type of content, be sure to subscribe to the channel. I'll have more videos coming out soon. But until next time, this is Right on Witness, where we write faithfully, we witness boldly, and we trust God to use our stories.